You know, I'm Challenger, I have no life, and I'm Asian, so I probably can get rank 1. Alright, so in this video we're gonna be with some COG members plus TSM Savenskin. And I'll be playing Swain. Oh, actually that's really boring. And you guys probably know how it goes. I feed, but then I win, and then the client sucks ass, so it glitches. And then I play Swain again. Oh my god, I'm getting top lane literally every game due to the autofill system, so that really sucks. But this game, I don't really feed. In fact, I do well on my team. At the same time, I'm getting camped. Well, what do? Well, I'm trying to rush a Rod of Ages, and then I want to get a Spirit Visage, but I think in this situation where I'm facing a magic damage top laner plus a magic damage jungler, I probably maybe should have rushed a Spectre's Cowl so that I can't really die anymore in the top lane. But I'm pretty sure, you know, you want to rush the Rod of Ages and maybe have some runes that have a lot of magic resist on it. Now, every time you're playing against a Shen, you always want to call to your teammates that he has his ultimate, because otherwise something may happen in the bottom lane and you might not have teleports, so you kind of always want to remind your team that Shen has ultimate. Don't do any big plays in the bot lane, or try and bait out the Shen out if you can, but we get the kill on Shen, and I start roaming mid lane because I feel like the enemy is overextending pretty hard and a team fight is happening, so I want to be there if Shen TPs, plus I have nothing really better to do in the top lane. So yeah, just come in, assist my team, and basically the roam was pretty efficient as we do get Ahri and ELISE. And we might get the Shen, or do we? Nah, heals are really OP. And right here, this is a really bad situation for us. I have no mana, I don't really want to fight it, and I really don't know why we're fighting it, to be honest. Honestly, I didn't really like our jungler too much. I'd say his calls are pretty bad, but I probably should have pinged my team to back off, as literally when we see Shen get all that hit point back and he survives, it's probably a good time to back away, but someone was pinging, so we kept going in, and I definitely should have told my team to back off. If you think something is not good, start pinging your team back and they'll eventually retreat. But I was on a little autopilot because I was playing in my top lane instead of the jungle. Usually when I'm jungle, I'm, shot calling, but not in this game. Now right here, we just want the tower, honestly. Don't really want to engage under them. And right here, there's actually going to be a big engage coming from our team since we do have a cannon and all our troops here. So he actually gets a really nice ultimate, and I start ghosting in and trying to rush down the enemy, but I can't rush the Ahri anymore since my team is having troubles with the Shen and ELISE, so I go back in and try and peel. If I kept running to the Ahri, I probably would have not got her. Plus, it's always better to focus fire someone who your team is focusing. Otherwise, your damage is going to be split amongst targets, and if you are in an enemy backline by yourself, they'll all be focusing you, and you'll be taking a lot of damage. But if you're like the front line of your team, some of the enemies in the back won't be dealing damage to you at that moment, so you always try and peel for your backline if you can, or if you have nothing up. Now right here, I'm trying to flank for my team because they actually initiated. ELISE does catch me, and they're having some troubles in their own front line, so I cannot assist them, and I'm basically dead. My team was actually trying to initiate on them, and to be honest, it was probably not the best call since we're still behind, and the only reason we won that first team fight was because we caught off there with a really fed Ashe with a cannon ult, but I don't think in this team fight he had flash, so it was probably not the best call. And yeah, that's basically the team fight that lost us the game. So what have we learned in this game? Don't initiate if you're behind, unless you have really good initiation and you can catch the enemy carry who is really fed, then you'll win. But if you can't, then you'll lose a team fight, and it's best to basically stall out until the enemy does Baron, or just farm up and, they'll farm up and basically don't make too much plays unless it's a really nice catch. But straight up 5v5s, 8 kills down probably won't work. Anyways, from that game, we are now down to 446 LP, but I'm kind of happy because we only lost 13 LP. Thank God that's not 21, so I'm happy. Kind of, not really, but it definitely could be worse. Now let's get right into this ELISE game. You will notice there is a Rengar top lane. Do you know what that means? Free fucking ganks for life. He is going to be one of my prime targets for this match for many reasons. First of all, he has no escapes. Second of all, I don't want him to snowball. And third of all, this cannon is a one trick. When you snowball a one trick, they know what to do with the lead and basically accelerate it. This is why I actually start bot side, because I plan on doing like a 30-minute gank. But I am caught and my plan is over. Once I'm caught, I just farm my jungle until the enemy doesn't really know where I am. But right now, at the moment, they kind of know where I am, so they'll expect the gank, somewhere in the top lane or mid lane. So the only thing I can do is basically farm in that situation. Now right here, this gank is really bad for many reasons. First off, I missed a cocoon, but second off, this would have been a kill if I just flash cocooned. That's all I had to do, and she would be dead. But instead, I chase her and kill her and try and get away, but, I actually get caught out and I do die. But yeah, for some reason, I didn't think we could kill her. I thought Wukong didn't really have too much damage, so yeah. I definitely underestimated how much damage he can deal. And right here is a really big mistake that I make. I go in the Rengar, and obviously I could kill him if he was by himself, but my map awareness was like kind of out there, and I didn't really notice that the Rek'Sai and LeBlanc were there. So I definitely wouldn't have took it if I knew they were there, because it would be a risky play that might not work. So I'm going back to my plan and camping Rengar. You'll see right here I walk away because I don't want Rengar leaping on me and flashing away. So I do let Kennen go in first and we get the kill easy peasy lemon squeezy. Also, he had no ultimate to get away, so I didn't really need a pink for this one. I knew that because he already ulted mid earlier, but next time I want me or Kennen to bring a pink if we do try and gank him. Now right here, you're just kind of watching me clean up a bunch of enemies, so I'm fast forwarding it until this happens, where Rek'Sai tries to clean up us. Now, to be honest, I didn't know Janna had her ultimate still, and we probably could have fought the Rek'Sai, but I was just kind of piecing out and, you know, LeBlanc is definitely coming, and that's why I don't go in the river. I realize that right now, so I'm going to repel onto the Rek'Sai and just peace out. She was actually in the tri-bush, and I probably would have gotten away, but this was the more safer route. And right after I recall, I actually returned to the bot lane because a lot of things were burned off the enemies. Plus they were overextending pretty hard, so I tend to, you know, gank lanes that are overextending. A few minutes later, my bot lane gets into some shit, and I'm really far away from it, so what I think is the best choice to do is to push mid, but then I also see Kennen is going to try and roam and help them, so I want to help him too after this wave. Yeah, right here, he's going in, and he actually gets a really nice ultimate, and honestly, if I just stayed with them, we probably could have got a lot more kills. But that is my bad, and reviewing this replay actually helps me, and it lets me prioritize teamfights more than a couple of minions. So yeah, if I got to the teamfight 2 seconds earlier, I definitely think it'd be a much different teamfight. And obviously, as you can see, shit's not really going too well. But I do at least get LeBlanc before I die. And the Karma baited me really hard. I did forget about her enhanced W, which restores missing % health if you didn't know what it does. Now, you guys probably see me a lot in the bot lane. The reason I'm sticking around here is because I want that tower. We already have top tower and mid tower, and also Rengar's bounty is kind of low, and our Wukong mid is actually dying a lot to LeBlanc solo, so the next lane I do want to camp is the bottom lane for that tower and some kills. Now you will see right here I do make a mistake of cocooning the Rek'Sai. To be honest, I should have gone onto the LeBlanc, but right here once I see that I'm chained, I say fuck it, I'm going to try and help this Wukong and try and kill the LeBlanc, since I know that I'm dead and I probably cannot run away anymore. I also type in chat that it's just him and remind him that no more reinforcements are coming, and I didn't think he can take him on 1v1, but apparently he can. Alright, so now at this point in the game, I want to get Baron control so I can bait the enemies into coming into the pit and fighting us, or we can do Baron. And I see that LeBlanc is bot lane, so I kind of start it. And here's the thing I'm going to be talking about right now. If you are doing Baron and the enemy wants to contest and there's like 4 of them versus 5 of you, and the Baron is like 6,000 hit point and not really going down too fast, you should probably turn. If your team keeps focusing the Baron, you'll probably lose that team fight since all of your damage is being put onto the Baron. And you also have a debuff coming from the Baron as well. So instead of doing the Baron, I think my team was scared and we just get the Rengar in the top lane, which is actually not the right call at all because our mid tower is being sieged as well as our bottom lane. And my team right now is very disoriented and doesn't really know what to do. But we actually go back onto the Baron after a while because we did get some kills onto the enemies. And right here, the Baron is pretty low and Rek'Sai is really close. You don't want the risk of the enemy jungler to smite the Baron, so you have to turn. But in this scenario, actually, if it was a 4v2 or 4v1, Janna can just ult the Rek'Sai away so I get a secure smite onto it when it is low. But it was a 4v3, so there's a risk of them, you know, just shitting on us while we're doing it. Either way, the safer choice is to turn onto an enemy and get some kills, and then you can do the same thing and regroup at the Baron and, you know, bait it or do it. And right here, my team fights a really bad fight because it was a 3v4. Twitch was soloing the Rengar while I was doing the Cloud Drake, and me and Twitch are coming, but I think it's too late to the party. So right here, I'm kind of on the retreat, don't really want to touch him, and I just kind of try to get rid of the minions. This way they cannot siege our tower if I get rid of them. And you can see Twitch right there is kind of going on suicide mode. And I'm actually caught out myself. Now looking back on this replay, a lot of it is really cringe. You'll see so many mistakes I do after I get popped up and come down on my repel. Like right here, I probably could have killed Karma. Instead, I go into LeBlanc. I don't know why. And right here, I could probably have killed one of them if I just flashed on someone. But no, I just take the pussy's way out and I flash across the wall. This is upsetting to watch from me just looking at this replay. And it's fucking awful. I gotta work on this shit. Like, I have no idea what the fuck I was thinking in the last team fight, but I definitely could have got 2 kills and maybe have gotten away. Like, fuck, the only excuse I can make for myself is I don't often come across 1v3 situations as ELISE, so yeah, I don't know, but I don't know, maybe in that team fight I just had an extra chromosome. Anyways, we get the Baron after defeating them in a team fight. Right here I see they're sieging our inhibitor and I try and cut them off so I don't recall, but they do get away. And you guys usually know what happens after we get the Baron. We siege the enemy team, we win the team fight, and then we win the game. So yeah, this game was definitely an intense game. You know, each games I actually have a game plan, so I'll try and go a little bit more in depth on that in future games. But yeah, this game was to camp top lane. Not really too much on the mid lane because there was a Wukong mid, unless he was level 6 or I saw an opportunity. And sometimes the bot lane if I saw the enemy was overextending. And I don't know about you guys, but that game to me was pretty satisfying when I won it. Now reviewing it, it was pretty shit, I'm not gonna lie, because I pointed out a lot of mistakes that happened. But the overall feeling I had was really good and happy. And I was like, yeah, I'm a fucking beast. I carried that game. And when I carry, I feel very satisfied. And from that game, we are now 462 LP. But on the next few games, I go in super tilt. I'd say it's not even tilt, it's more like I don't really care. I'm at 50% tryhard mode. Because that ELISE game was super satisfying to me, so I just want to play a little bit more, you know, for fun. But I have this gambler's mentality, you know? Let's say you win, you know, 200 bucks, and then you got some fun money. Eventually, all that fun money becomes zero. And I actually have the same mindset as gambling in solo queue, to be honest. I think it's unhealthy, but yeah, I'm just chilling, giving 50%, but not the smartest idea because these games that I might lose is worth as much as that satisfying game with ELISE. So now that I'm not going to tryhard mode, well, I just kind of go on autopilot and, you know, go with the flow. And I lose 2 games because of it. So that really satisfying game led to 2 losses, and yeah, I lost a little bit of LP. I was also very tired because I think I played about 8 games in a row. So yeah, you know, at that point I didn't really care too much about losing, I just wanted LP, and it kind of led to bad decisions. But anyways, on the next episode of Dragon Balls in My Mouth, we'll be playing with Tryndamere, you know, a champion that I used to boost with a lot. Obviously that was around like season 2 and 3, and I've already been punished, and I never did it again. But yeah, I actually used to boost with this champion. And I think in the next episode, I want to tell a lot of stories about Tryndamere and how I actually used to have a big hard-on for him back in the day. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know you guys love this series, so I'm trying to pump out as much as I can. So yeah, expect to see a lot of episodes in the future. And yeah, if you guys did like this video, make sure to leave a like. And if you didn't, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I'm Panzer Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.